Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to the fourth part of Invisible Apartment 3. Yeah, Kacey is there, which is, well, some kind of park maybe? Well, not really, I guess. I don't know, center of the city maybe. And you know, a bit of greenery and so on. Okay, but let's get to the actual game, obviously. I'm here. Now I really hope Yuki knows what she's doing. Okay, what?
So we fought to the enemy of your enemy is your friend. Why do you think that CI is our enemy?
I just thought that you could help us. Me, Alex, his mom. If you didn't help us, then at least you'd bring things to an end.
You want us to help you? Why? You knew that you couldn't save yourself, so you choose a prison you could stomach, that's all. We are holding you here because you're a valuable asset.
Is all of this just a movie to you? Are you just going to sit quietly and watch how everything unfolds?
And if that's what we decided to do, would it surprise you? Would that surprise anyone? We don't operate the same way you hackers. You terrorists. We don't just cause collateral damage for a chance to dig through the fallout. We have responsibilities. You, on the other hand, you just want to save yourself.
So what if I do? I'm sorry for doing something dumb years ago and falling into a downward spiral. If there had been a way to properly repay my mistakes, I'd have jumped at the chance.
What if the price you need to pay is greater than you think?
If you want to lock me up and throw away the key, then go right ahead. It still seems better than ending up in a sleeper cell or on the street again.
Very well then. Today's session is over.
This is so different than the places where I lived before. Everything's so sterile and clean. It feels so cold. The nature motif at the back wall has a fake synthetic feel to it. Even knowing it's a prison, this place creeps me out as well. At least I don't have to keep running anymore. If they hand me over the CI, then it simply comes sooner than it would have if I'd stayed on the run. But maybe I just put things into motion without thinking them through again. Actually, this was all Yuki's plan. I'd like you to include a third party in the equation. A third party? And what do you mean by it in the equation? You, the Fox, and the CI have gotten so blended with each other that you forgot to consider other players. You want me to get in touch with someone? Exactly! Someone very specific, actually. Someone to whom even the chief of the CI will have to listen. Someone quite high up in the grand scheme of things. Why me? Why can't you do it yourself? Don't get me wrong, I'm not refusing. I'm just wondering, because you seem to be able to do almost anything. See, I'm not able to present anyone with evidence in the real world. I'm somewhat limited at the moment. Limited? But you are flesh and blood proof of everything that happened. You're walking, talking evidence, and I'd like you to tell your story to someone. You want me to confess? I want you to tell the truth to someone who might value it. Might? That sounds like this is just a shot in the dark. It's all a game, remember? I didn't tell him that Silver Bunny anything about Yuki. I just told him that an anonymous source helped me. For all I know, she might even work for these people. If not, they might still know about her. I feel like I know very little about what's happening right now. She said I should talk about everything. Me, Alex, the Fox, and the CI. I still had my doubts though. I told her that I'd only do it once Emmy was safe. I still might have said no if I knew that they would shave my head and throw me in the jail. But mostly shave the head. This is the price I had to pay for meeting Joel again and protecting Emmy. Did Yuki just set me up? Even if she did, it still might be worth it just to find out the truth. Mask should be safe. He knows his way around. Mr. Secretary? She's here!
You're a hacker. You're a script kid at best, a lost puppy, a punk. You survive by clinging to bits and pieces of information that you discovered, little by little over the years, but when it came to fighting, you never really did that. And even if you wanted to, how could you find a spiderweb of intelligence and intrigues? There were thousands of people with their own agendas, all trying to appear as though they served a common goal. But that's who we are, the government. Nothing I can change that. I can try to maintain it, or contain it, but forget about idealism. You, on the other hand, seem to have been idealistic on many occasions, but naive as well. You were bored trying throwing a rock into a pond just to watch the ripples. You didn't know how to behave, so you created chaos to draw attention. The paradox of your actions is that, while they might have been childish and naive, they were the only logical way in which you could have acted in your position. The most impact you had was when you realized that you were small and weak. By realizing this, you worked to your full potential. That was your strength all along.
So, what happens now?
What happens now? Now you are dismissed. So, you are the one who manipulated events from behind the curtains. You misled kids into picking a fight they could never win in order to turn them into your own personal army.
I'm nothing compared to you, sir. If nothing else, you're being much larger curtain.
As you can clearly see, there are no curtains in my office. I might be judged too one day, but not today. Today is all about you. We know precious little about why this fracas occurred. You're here to fill in some of the gaps. I'm making London take responsibility for your creation, but that does mean that you're innocent either. You will have to take responsibility for your own actions. We knew the sleeper cell program was a gamble from the very beginning, but now we see that the full extent of the risks outweighs the advantages.
How is it its potential? It gave us power.
It was initially created to give us protection. In any case, it wasn't built to give you more power. London's tactics are old school. He turned your own deception against you. The chief of the sleeper cell program imprisoned in a cell herself. Ironic, isn't it? I wouldn't expect anything less from the head of the CI. Londo made the sleeper cells into an obscure hacker urban legend. Did they exist, or didn't they? You're one of the pieces of the puzzle that represents the truth behind it all. You're what can happen when we create a situation too complex for us to monitor and control.
I made use of the hackers. I turned their curiosity into a weapon for us. We could, and should, be doing so much more.
You went too far. We went too far.
What if I didn't?
You still betrayed us by recruiting subjects, like they were soldiers. So don't kid yourself. You didn't do this for anyone but yourself. If you consider everything you do, each and every action, to be part of a game, then you need to prepare yourself for the eventuality of losing once and a while. Will the price for losing be paid purely in the virtual world, or will it leak out and affect your real-life selves? Why did you choose to help her?
I saw potential for growth. If I help her get out of her vicious cycle. Many people get help, but never change. First they pretend that they need help, but throw it away after you give it. But not her.
So you wanted someone who appreciates your assistance. Or at least that's how you're portraying it. There's more to it, like her involvement with the Fox, and how Fox had her imprisoned.
I discovered Kacey through our shared connection with the Fox, but that does mean that my intentions with Barney are genuinely faux.
We appreciate your expertise, although we don't appreciate what a threat you represent.
Likewise.
This time, you seem to have helped us far. You wanted to secure freedom for yourself and those like you.
And I acquired some interesting new knowledge along the way.
We hope you'll use this knowledge benevolently, and not stir up trouble for us.
There seems to have been a fair field between those two things in the past, hasn't there?
Wait, is Yuki also in the sleeper cell? And she's operating from there? No.
Are we in the loop or something?
Indeed, we felt so as well. I promise that we'll no longer take any interest in your kind. We'll keep improving our defense, sis, but we won't hunt you down in the real world. In return, you will refrain from causing collateral damage to us in the real world. Let's keep playing the game in cyberspace, shall we?
Cyberspace is much better than mid-space, anyways. The playground is limited only by your imagination.
All of them. They played such cruel games with each other.
What do you propose we do?
We take them out of the maze.
Won't releasing these individuals compromise state security?
What is the alternative? Should we imprison them all indefinitely? Are any of them really responsible for their actions? Every one of them has been manipulated at one point or another. Once the difference between the truth and lies blurs, who can really tell the right decisions from the wrong? If we imprison them, then we just give way to their actions. We validate their fantasies.
Don't their actions matter? What about the damage they cause?
Yeah, they cause quite a bit of damage to each other. Now, what do we do with the CI sleeper cell program? I've been told that I'm free again. By a man who looks down on all of us. We weren't able to unravel the conspiracy of lies, so he shed light on everything.
I thought I'd be happy after all this was over. I thought I'd feel a sense of relief once all my questions were answered. But all I've been left with is a void that I need to fill on my own.
1 year later.
What? Wait, you are working in some... Okay, I learned to appreciate little things. A morning coffee, my trip to work, eating my favorite breakfast. There's no struggle for survival. I'm not squatting in abandoned places. Life is so much simpler and relaxed now. I work at a nice little tech startup. I like how everyone is super excited about work, and they are all so nice to me. Sometimes I have a hard time believing that...
Wait a second, Mask? Do you think Mask is over here? With this girl here? Maybe?
Okay, sometimes I have a hard time believing that my current life isn't just a dream. It's been months, almost a year now, since Alex and I last saw each other. But maybe some things just take a little time. Kacey! Yuki is also enjoying her freedom to the fullest. We stopped hugging, at least for now. Maybe we will again when there is another cause worth putting our necks on the line for. But right now, we are just glad that the war is over. The secretary got rid of the sleeper cells. Of course, there is still corruption in the world, and there are always people plotting, but we figured we aren't responsible for putting all of it to right. So, tell me a little more about it. You're meeting him after such a long time. Do you think he believes you're responsible for his mom's detention? Maybe. And maybe he just feels ashamed because of all the things we've done to each other. I used to feel that way myself. Used to. They say, time heals all the wounds. I just want to be able to look him in the eyes the next time we meet. What do you think you'll see there? Friendship? Maybe? But I feel like I can't throw him away after all we've been through together. Don't worry, Fa. I won't let myself get worked up over him. I don't need guardian angels. Not anymore. It's time for me to start protecting people instead.
And this is the end. I forgot there are no intros or outros. Okay, so that was Invisible Apartment 3. Well, I enjoyed it again. No, really. Basically the stories about hacking are, well, a rarity. At least I only ran into it with Invisible Apartment, and you could consider also running with it with that topic in Unhack, but the games are a bit different. In here you have only the story going on. There were in Unhack there were also the how would you call it? The tricky parts. But whatever. Yeah, Invisible Apartment. Freaking good game. At least, well, freaking good story. Arts also improved, definitely from the past as well. The music is good. Well made choices here. Well, basically I loved it, so yeah. I'm not good at reviewing things, okay? Don't expect anything spectacular from me in this point. I'm just to play the game, enjoy it at the time, and in the end say if I did enjoy it or not, or something between. In this moment, in this game, I enjoyed it, really. And, well, but it came to an end. Right, this is the last part of Invisible Apartment. Well, at least that's what we are told. We'll see what the future will bring. Who knows? Maybe some change of heart and actually Kacey will have to return to hacking. Alright, hope you enjoyed actually the series and see you in the next game. Bye bye.